What's up guys, HB here and welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here in the channel with me, my name is Hussein Belaid and I create videos for fitness, tricks and tips to help you out elevate your fitness game. Today's video is going to be about 5 tips to grow your arms. The first tip that I want to introduce to you guys is the warming up. Warming up is a huge proportion of my daily routine, whether I'm getting to the gym or doing any exercises. I actually even starting my day, I do fasted cardio, not only to lose fat, but also to warm up and get blood flow into my muscles. Unless we have leg day or chest day or shoulder day, we do a lot of mobility drills, we do a lot of warming up ahead of time. I think arms are no different. I start with 10 minutes on the elliptical, treadmill, Stairmaster, whatever the case might be, but I like the elliptical because I can use my arms, I can move them. So I want the warm up, I want the blood flow in my arms. All right, so the first 2 or 3 exercises when I start, I try to do a warm up set. A warm up set, it doesn't count in the total amount of sets that I'm doing. Meaning that if I do 4 sets, there is an additional 1 that I do in the beginning just to kind of get me warmed up. And usually I start with the reverse push down on with the easy bar. So I'm gonna show you how I do this. Take my time, squeeze at the bottom, and create tension on the triceps. I tend to start with this because muscle work is closer to the elbow and it creates a very good blood flow in the area. So this is my go-to warm-up in the beginning. So great warm-up is always necessary after you do your cardio. And then if you do biceps, keep the core tight, keep the glutes tight, and keep the tension on the biceps. So tip number 2 is going to revolve around targeting your lagging parts or lagging areas in these specific muscles. For instance, in biceps, as you see, my arm right here starts thick and then it goes narrow. So I need a certain exercise to focus mainly on this part right here, which is the lower portion of the biceps towards the forearm. And what I found best is the concentration seated curls. And I'm going to show you how we can do this, also limiting the range of the curling, meaning that you don't take the entire dumbbell to the top, just keep it in the range in which it's going to just target this portion right here. A lot of people might disagree, but I just really found that this really works well for me as a finisher towards the end, or just in the middle of the exercise, so I can get that area really pumped up and filled with blood. So let me show you how I do this. So first, you just find a comfortable seat and then you lift up your foot and then reach out to the dumbbell and then situate your elbow comfortably by the inner side of the knee and then just curl up. And you just take it to the middle and you go back down. Control the range of motion. Then another tip that I will give you is the wrist positioning, right? So in the wrist, instead of going like this and having the forearm also handle some of the stress, I'm gonna go to the opposite direction and then this will ensure, I would say, 75% concentration or more on the biceps. And the reason why we keep our toe a little bit elevated and the heel not touching, because it actually helps us out control stability and also manage the weight. So this is a great exercise for this portion, and you can see, I already can see the pump just starting from here and having the bicep starting from the bottom portion. See, you can see the difference actually. Check this one out, and this one that has not worked in. See, this is narrow, but when you look at this, it's more, it's almost as equal, but you can see the difference in the bottom side. So that's a good one. The other thing too, this part right here, for me, it's a little bit narrow. You see the triceps is really full here, and then it comes here narrow. One thing that I found out that this part right here was tight, so I loosen it up a little bit, just kind of like with my hands, or like when I have a masseuse working on me, And then I'll show you an exercise that really target this area right here. So I'm already loose. I will show you this in another video, how to kind of work on yourself, do self-myofascial release. But I'm gonna show you another exercise for triceps to get you, to get this part right here really blown up and developed. We're gonna be doing a standing overhead triceps extension with rope. So come right here, bring your elbows together, and then as we push, we're gonna split the cable and we're gonna separate it and maintain a contraction here at the top, which is called peak contraction. Bring it in. And this exercise really focus on the lower portion of the triceps. Also, it really helps you out to develop that focus when it comes to training your arms, because you don't want to just get a pump. You want to exhaust, you want to fatigue, and you want to get as much work done so your body can recover later down the road and you can build more mass, because that's all that is to it. Because arms we can see when we train, so we intend not to push as hard as we can. So in the next tip, number 3, I'm gonna show you an intensifying muscle building technique that you can actually implement in your arm training to take it to the next level. All right, the first intensifying muscle building technique that I wanna share with you is giant set. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk you through an example when it comes to triceps. So we're gonna be hitting 3 different angles and 3 different exercises. So the reason why I like to do this, because you wanna drive as much amount of blood to the muscle, all about angles and volume. So, and this is the perfect example for a triceps giant set. Let's do it. So first we're gonna start with the reverse triceps. Push down. We're gonna do a straight tricep push down, but a lot of people push this direction, right? That kind of gets a lot of anterior delt involved, your chest. Stand straight. When you push down right here. The entire tension is on the triceps and triceps only.
2, 3, go!
And that sums it up for this triceps giant set. Next, we're gonna go over a superset for biceps. When we have an easy bar right here, and we're gonna do a wider grip, a narrow grip, then we're gonna move to a hammer rope curl. So we're gonna start with the easy bar first. Wide, solid stand, and then we're gonna hit All right, now the wide grip is done. We're gonna go to the narrow one, and we're gonna hit another 20 reps and keep the wrist slightly relaxed. So I'm not going like this, I'm relaxing like this to keep the tension on the biceps. We're gonna lean a little bit back, kind of keep that tension on the biceps. and that's a rep. And this is the giant set for biceps. A great exercise, a great sample, and you can actually combine 3 different exercises and just take, minimal rest and do between 15 to 20 reps each, and that will do the trick. All right, tip number 4 will be about the wrist positioning, meaning that how are you gonna put your wrist when you're doing biceps curls or what are you hitting triceps? There's a slight difference. I talked earlier about the concentration curl, and I showed you how you relax a little bit your wrist, so you'll be able to put a lot more concentration on the biceps, not so much on the forearm. The same thing goes for triceps. So right here, you just go like this and you push down. This will put a lot of stress on your triceps, and you will not put a lot of stress on your forearm. So for example, when you come to a push down on an easy bar, it's not too drastic, it's not like this. When you push down, it really is hitting that triceps muscle real good. As for biceps, even on the bar, the easy bar, as you saw, you kind of just relax a little bit your wrist, so you get that contraction right on the biceps. If you go like this, it's more like on the forearm. So let me show you how it's done. There's a huge difference, guys, especially when you go like this. It's almost just all forearms, a little bit of biceps, but to really get the most out of it, just relax, okay? And squeeze at the top. Sometimes to learn this technique, you have to unlearn the techniques that you are already using, meaning that just adjust, lower down the weight, and start with the correct technique, feel the muscle, and then build from there. All right, the last tip for you guys today is training forearms. We start with biceps or triceps, whatever muscle you pick, and you hammer through, and then you're done. You're exhausted at the end. One muscle you're actually forgetting is half of your arm, forearms. I'm also guilty of this, guys, until today. I still forget to work them out, whether the interior or the exterior part. So I'm gonna pick 2 exercises to do back to back, just so I can satisfy that, and I'm gonna walk you through it. So the first one, we're gonna do a straight barbell curl, and we're just gonna situate the bar behind us, and we're just gonna curl. We're gonna get a good contraction in our forearms, and then we're gonna focus on the outside. Sounds good? Let's do it. All right, you see, you let all slide down to the fingers, and then you curl up, create that good tension at the top. That's done. We're gonna pick a very light bar, and we're gonna hit the exterior part of the forearm. Having a developed forearms comes with a benefit, guys. First of all, you will increase your bench press, surprisingly, and also your deadlift, your barbell rows. Overall, you're gonna have an aesthetic looking arm rather than a really thick portion at the top, and then the bottom side is really skinny. Also, when you get that nice watch or a wristband, whatever the case might be, it really looks really good. And also, if you put a button-up shirt and you just roll it halfway, that looks really good on the arm. So these are my 5 tips for you guys today in arm training. I hope you guys find this useful. If you like the video, smash that like button, send it to your family, to your friends, and also subscribe. And until next time, see you guys. Peace out.